The government has issued more than $250,000 in contracts for the reconstruction of homes destroyed by Hurricane Joaquin last year.
Already, contracts were signed for homes in Ackland, and now residents in Crooked Island in San Salvador and Long Island will see their homes built from the ground up. Janina Ferguson has more.
Emergency Management Agency and the National Repairs and Reconstruction Unit, or NRRU, issued thousands of dollars in contracts for the rebuilding of homes on Crooked Island, San Salvador, and Long Island. Last week, Thursday and Friday, Director of NEMA Captain Stephen Russell and Head of the NRRU Melanie Roach traveled to those islands to have local contractors sign contracts and to issue their mobilization checks, materials distribution lists, building plans, and building code manuals. The shipping of building material begins this week, and it is estimated that once all supplies are in place, it would take 8 to 9 weeks to complete each home. The contractors who have been engaged by NEMA in previous rebuilding processes following destructive hurricanes come with a wealth of experience in construction. Others involved in the reconstruction phase are Friends of Crooked Island supplying hurricane impact windows, a group from Grand Bahama, and the Methodist Habitat Organization. About 1,122 homes were damaged or destroyed during the passage of Hurricane Joaquin. 200 have been repaired so far by NEMA. NEMA has received an estimated $3 million in funds donated towards the hurricane relief effort, approximately $1.4 million already spent. In Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, contractor Clinton Scavalla is contracted to build a one-bedroom home at $21,500 on Cabbage Hill. Contractor Conrad Williamson will build 2 homes in Cabbage Hill at $21,500 each. Mario Lewis gets the contract for 2 homes in Johnny Hill, both at $21,500. In United States and Salvador, 4 contractors signed contracts. Philip Sands' contract calls for a 3-bedroom home at $35,000 in Victoria Hill. Cleophas Store will build a 2-bedroom house at $30,000. And Mr. Brightful Lightford has been granted a contract to construct a 2-bedroom house at $30,000. Contractor Luigi Young will build a 1-bedroom home estimated at $21,500. Then in Long Island, 3 contractors received contracts to build homes. Carl Cooper will construct 3 homes totaling more than $85,000. Contractor Ian Adderley will also build 3 homes in Dunmores for an excess of $70,000. Meantime, rebuilding efforts on all of the islands impacted by Hurricane Joaquin are ongoing. Janina Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
The Bahamas is strengthening the financial services sector, and changes are set to be made to the immigration policy as it relates to residency in just a matter of weeks. Minister of Financial Services, the Honorable Hope Strachan, speaking at a Society of Trust Estate Practitioners luncheon at the British Colonial Hilton today, suggested the changes would be made to compete with other jurisdictions which have created products to attract high net worth individuals to become residents or citizens as they see the economic impact it could have.
In jurisdictions like the UK, Canada, Singapore, New York, Malta, and now Antigua and St. Kitts, economic citizenship products are being offered based on various criteria. This has proven to be a savior to those economies and of several economies in the region. Attracting high net worth individuals and ultra high net individuals can be tied to investments, to home ownership, business ownership, education, infrastructure, commodities, or even corporate social responsibility.
Now, Strachan says her ministry has consulted with the private sector as it moves to implement the improvements.
I think the other consideration for industry, for the ministry as well as for industry, has been, the possible damage that could be done. And in terms of watching how these programs for citizenship are tied to money and to sort of those commercial enterprises, we have to basically sort of watch how that's playing out in the other countries that have actually offered it. And we know that there's been some problems for some of them. And so this is why I think it is not so palatable right now.